When we hear the word richest individuals in the world, we think of men. But nowadays, there are lots of women who have earned billions of dollars from their hard work. The question is, how many women are billionaires? And who are among the top 10 list? You will probably answer that you don't know. Don't worry, today we will bring you the list of the richest women in the world. You'll be able to recognize some of the names in the list easily, while the others will come as a surprise to you. Without further ado, let's start. At number 10 is Abigail Johnson. Abigail Johnson, who was born in Boston, USA, is the most important woman in finance. She got this title when she became the chairperson of Fidelity Investments, which is considered one of the top 3 financial services companies in the United States. Johnson is a leader who has gone against many rules along the way, but it is hard to get an inheritance that is worth trillions of dollars. This is especially true for Abby, who had to break into a field that men have always dominated and make a name for herself. She did both of these things well. Johnson's present net worth is estimated to be $21.5 billion. According to Forbes, she owns a 24.5% share of Fidelity, which has $4.2 trillion in assets under its care. Johnson has taken a not-so-traditional approach to running Fidelity, releasing new products aimed at millennials and embracing socially responsible investing in cryptocurrencies. She is married to Christopher McCown, an entrepreneur in the healthcare field. At number 9 is Iris Fontbona. Fontbona is the widow of Andronico Luksic, who contributed substantially to her approximately $22.8 billion net worth. Copper mines in Chile are owned by both she and her family through a company called Antofagasta plc, which is listed on the London Stock Exchange. She is revered throughout Chile's mining industry as the queen of the industry. In addition to this, they have the majority of the shares in Kienco, a Chilean conglomerate that is publicly traded and is involved in the banking, brewing, and manufacturing industries. At number 8 is Suzanne Clatton. With a net worth of $24.3 billion, Suzanne Clatton, born in Germany, used her skills as an economist to help her grandfather build Altana AG into a top pharmaceutical and specialty company. Forbes said that she is now the only owner of the German company, which has annual sales of more than $2.5 billion. She also owns BMW, which is her second business. Forbes says that her brother, Stefan Quandt, owns nearly 24% of the company and that she owns about 19% of the luxury car company. Their father, the late businessman Herbert Quandt, put BMW on the map in the auto business. At number 7 is Miriam Adelson. Miriam Adelson is a physician and a billionaire in the United States of America, and her net worth is $27.4 billion. More than half of the company Las Vegas Sands, which runs casinos in Macau and Singapore, is owned by Miriam Adelson. She got the shares of the company when her husband, Sheldon Adelson, who was the former CEO and chairman of the company, passed away at the age of 87 in January 2021. Forbes said at the beginning of 2022, Las Vegas Sands sold its properties in Nevada for $6.25 billion, but kept them in other countries. Adelson lives in Las Vegas now, but she was born and raised in Israel and worked as a doctor specializing in addiction. At number 6 is Gina Rinehart. Gina Rinehart is another mining tycoon who is very well known in the business. Her primary enterprise is the iron ore mining organization that was founded by her late father, Lang Hancock. Lang Hancock was her business's namesake and has a net worth of $30.9 billion. The company's primary business is extracting minerals. Rinehart is the richest person in Australia. Gina's father died in 1992, leaving her with a business that was about to go bankrupt. However, she was able to turn the business around and keep it from going bankrupt. Gina thinks of herself and others who know her story as a self-made billionaire. She had to deal with bad money problems but did her best. In 2012, she was named the world's richest woman. She is still building her business and traveling the world in her $80 million private plane. At number 5 is Jacqueline Mars. Jacqueline Mars is the granddaughter of Franklin Clarence Mars. Her grandpa was the original founder of Mars, now the world's largest candy manufacturer. Her net worth is around $34.8 billion. At the moment, she owns roughly 1/3 of the corporation, which is nearly the same percentage as her brother owns in the business. The company she works for is one of the 5 biggest private companies in America. If we are talking about the entire planet, we can say that it is one of 20 largest privately owned firms worldwide. The majority of her income comes from the chocolate business that her family owns. She maintains a net worth of approximately $500 million every year because of the private investments she has made in a variety of large businesses. At number 4 is Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott made it onto the list of billionaires in 2022 with a net worth of $46.6 billion. In addition to being an award-winning author, she is also the ex-wife of the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. After a marriage that lasted for 25 years, she and Jeff Bezos split in the middle of 2019. As part of the divorce agreement, Jeff gave Mackenzie 4% of Amazon in exchange for 25% of his investment in the company, which amounted to 25% of Jeff's Amazon stock. Soon after, she made a famous promise to give away most of her money as part of the Giving Pledge, a group of wealthy people who promised to give money to good causes. In 2020 and 2021, she gave over $8.5 billion to hundreds of different charities. She gave the California Community Foundation 2 single-family homes in Beverly Hills, California in August. The value of the properties is $55 million. The foundation plans to sell them and use 90% of the money from the sale to give grants for affordable housing, and the rest will go to its program to help immigrants integrate. At number 3 is Julia Koch and family. Julia Margaret Fletcher Koch is a well-known heiress and philanthropist in the United States. She was born on the 12th of April in 1962 and currently holds the position of the 3rd richest woman in the world. After the passing of her husband, David Koch, in 2019, she, with her 3 children, inherited shares of 42% of Koch Industries. Forbes estimates that she and her family have a combined net worth of $62.5 billion. In addition to that, she is the administrator of the David H. Koch Foundation, which supports initiatives in the fields of education, the arts, and medical research. For example, the foundation provided funding of $10 million to the Lucille Packard Children's Hospital at Stanford in order to support research on allergic reactions and asthma. And number 2 is Alice Walton. The person with the most money is the Walmart Stores Inc. heiress, whose net worth is a staggering $70.8 billion. Forbes says that Walton is also the 2nd richest woman in the world. In September of this year, she passed to Lillian Bettencourt to become the 2nd richest woman in the world. Jim Walton, S. Robson Walton, and the late John R. Walton, who owned Walmart, were all on the list of the richest people in the world. Alice Walton was the only woman in her family to inherit a huge business that made a lot of money. However, she worked hard to keep and grow the family's wealth while building a career as an investment banker. Alice pursued a career in the financial field for many years, and she even established her own investment bank, despite the fact that she was independently wealthy as well. And finally, number 1 is Francoise Bettencourt Myers. Francoise Bettencourt is the richest woman in the world with a net worth that is estimated to be $78.4 billion. The L'Oreal stock that her family holds has seen amazing growth over the previous 10 years, and her family owns 33% of the company. Since 1997, she has served as a member of the company's board of directors, and as of today, she is the chairman of this particular makeup company. She initially received her wealth as an inheritance from her grandfather's various business endeavors, most notably those associated with L'Oreal Cosmetics. Also, she started the foundation Bettencourt Schuler and is in charge of it. The foundation focuses on life sciences, the arts, and making society more open to everyone. Well, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed watching it and want to watch more such videos in the future, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.